Well, I came here to start with because obviously I had a hearing problem, and I had been tested before, and I knew I had a hearing loss, but hadn't done anything about it for a couple of years. Then one day in the newspaper, I guess it was last spring, an article came out, and it was about Now Hear This, and about the technology. And I guess everything that I had ever heard about hearing aids, everybody was always not real happy with the background noise. These are fine, but if I'm in a noisy place, I still don't hear very well. It magnifies the noise, yada, yada. So when I read that, it clicked. I thought, oh, this is what the technology is today, and this is what's going to work for me. So I called on, made an appointment, came in, and I was tested again. And then Dr. Griffin did a beautiful job explaining to me about how it works.
So you had not had hearing aids before?
I had never had hearing aids before, no.
And the reason you never had gotten them was what?
No particular reason, just I'm a procrastinator, so I had.
Oh, I see.
So I just had not done anything about it. My hearing loss, I guess when I first started to notice it, wasn't significant enough for me to feel that I had to do something about it. To be honest with you, one of the things that prompted me is that I'm retiring in fact at the end of March this year. And I wanted to have as best a retirement as I could make for myself. And I had put in some FSA money and to be able to spend it, and I had earmarked it for hearing aids if that was the route that needed to go.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's how I ended up here, and the rest is sort of history, but I had some real reasons that for what I wanted to do about, or why I wanted to hear better. And some of them was, I'm very well blessed with noisy, loud friends, and that's great, but there are a few that I have that are soft-spoken, and they don't really project very well, and maybe they're even a little shy. So I was not hearing those friends, and I definitely wanted to be able to hear those friends better. I also found in meetings sometime I was hearing the men in the meetings pretty well, but some of the women, and especially soft-spoken women, I was not hearing them, and that was embarrassing because I would go out of the meeting having to call somebody and ask some of the things that were decided. And I take pride in my job, and I didn't like having to do that. So that, and just in general, when, out socially, I like to hear what people are saying across the table for me. So I came here with the idea that all that could be made better.
Had you looked at other hearing aid shops or clinics before?
I had gone to another clinic and had my hearing tested, and I don't know what didn't exactly jive with me and the provider, but somehow or another I got more of a feel that person was more interested in getting me hearing aids and getting me into hearing aids than actually listening to what I was saying or what I wanted to accomplish. And I'm very hedonistic. I want what I want, so, especially if I'm going to spend a lot of money. So anyway, that's maybe another reason that I just put it off, because I kept thinking, well, I don't really know. I don't know enough about it myself to choose wisely, and I'm not sure that that group is going to help me choose wisely. It has been a beautiful experience. It has been a real learning experience. Dr. Griffin explained to me the first day that it would be a learning experience. It would be a lot of it would be a head thing, that I would need to recondition my brain, as it were, to become a fuller sound as we've gone through this adjustment period. After the first adjustment, when I came back, I was ready for the next adjustment. I had everything was working really well. I was hearing things that I hadn't heard before. I was hearing people that I hadn't heard before. It was a very good experience. We made the second adjustment. The next adjustment up, I found television. I was having a really hard time getting the sound volume correct on television, because loud enough to really understand what was going on was just too loud, and softer didn't quite make it either because I was missing some of the dialogue. Luckily, I don't watch a lot of television, so that wouldn't really disrupt it. But just those sorts of things, and the tinny sound, I guess I'm old enough to remember when radios were like little small things with bad speakers. That's what I mean by tinny.
Oh,
When
I
you
see.
would turn those up, especially the higher pitches or tones would be very tinny sounding. And so that's kind of what some of the things sounded like that were higher. But anyway, I was having a tougher time adjusting the second time. And when I came back in, I explained all this to Dr. Griffin, and his notion was, well, maybe we just need to give you a little bit more adjustment time on this and not do anything else. But I'm ever one for moving forward, so I said, well, maybe we can make a little adjustment, because I want my brain to get this, you know, and it will. We just need to work at it a little harder. So he did adjust it slightly, I believe, and it was amazing that there was an adjustment. It was in the frequency where I've lost my hearing. Of how I was going to hear things that I hadn't been hearing, and that I would hear things differently. So I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah. Puts him in the first day, and boy, was he ever right. And he said, you will have to get used to these. We will start the adjustment at a low level, because if I put you in the final adjustment right now, you'll go crazy. He was absolutely correct.
Right.
The very first day I put them in and wore them, I wear my badge around my neck, and my badge also has my door key attached to it, because if I don't, I lock myself out of my office.
Yeah.
So anyway, everywhere I walked, I could hear the key click against the badge, and that was just making me insane. So I was walking around holding my badge so that I wouldn't hear that. That lasted maybe a couple of days, and all of a sudden I realized one day that I didn't hear that anymore. Nothing had changed about anything else that I could hear, but that annoyance went away. So I went, okay, the brain fixed that. And that's probably the most outstanding annoying one that I had. But tinny, sometimes the sounds were a little tinny. He explained that that was good, you know, that I was now getting to the frequencies that I could hear. So that's okay too. I guess the getting your mind set to adjust was a surprise. I didn't know that was going to be something that was going to happen. You know, I thought they would be adjusted. I would walk out of here and probably never darken the door again unless something went wrong.
Right.